Hi, everyone. I hope that you are all having a wonderful afternoon. My name is Yuli Chavez. I work with Truckee Meadows Community College, but today I'm here to talk to you about a topic that is really broader and in some ways more important than any single institution, because we are talking about resources, advice, and information for first-generation families and first-generation students. I myself am a first-generation student. I was born in Mexico, but I came to the United States when I was very young. I went to Levy Booth Elementary, Vaughn Elementary, Worcester High School, and then to the University of Nevada, Reno. So I know from firsthand experience the path of being the first in your family to to walk across the stage and understand all the privileges, all the wonderful opportunities, but all the challenges that come with being a first generation college student. So I am very, very glad that you are able to join us today, because I hope that we have prepared a presentation that will give you some insightful advice, tips, and suggestions to help you have a better journey towards becoming a college student. I have some panelists with me today, and I'd like to take a minute to introduce them. They are students at our college, the college that I work with, TMCC, but some of them hope to transfer to the University of Nevada, Reno, and they have other goals. So I asked them to come on by, and as first generation college students, they are here to also share their experience. Uriel, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'll go ahead and go first. My name is Uriel Hernandez. I'm also first generation. I was born and raised in Reno, Nevada, and I'm never gonna leave. I'm gonna stay in Reno. I am also class of 2018. I went to Hug High School. I'm currently a junior at Truckee Meadows Community College. I'm going for my Associate of Science in Public Health, and I'm currently part of the Fire Academy out in Fernley. So I want to be a firefighter. I want to give back to the community, and I wish to serve for the community as well. But thank you for having me, and yeah.
Thank you, Uriel. Naomi, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Naomi Gutierrez. I graduated from HUG, class of 2020. This is my first year at TMCC. I'm a college freshman. I'm currently majoring in social work, and after 2 years at TMCC, I plan on transferring over to UNR at their School of Social Work. I'm also a first generation student, actually. And yeah, I'm also first generation American, so first generation everything today. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Naomi. Miss Janaea, you want to say hi?
Yeah, my name is Janaea Palmer. I also graduated from HUG this year. I'm a freshman at TMCC, and I'm majoring in culinary arts, but I'm not sure, maybe like 2 years I'll graduate from TMCC and probably go to a school in Las Vegas for culinary arts, but I'm not sure if I'm going to become a chef or a baker, since it's all food, it's all great. We'll decide it later on. But yeah, thank you for having me.
I think that's definitely one of the common themes that we see a lot with first generation college students, right? That sometimes many of us feel this sense of uncertainty about trying to figure out what life looks like after high school graduation. How do I apply for financial aid? What college applications should I turn? What do they even look like? As well as all these terms, right? My first year student, what's the FAFSA, what's degree seeking? There are a lot of terms, a lot of new information that first generation students learn along the way. And our goal today is to provide you some helpful advice that we hope will help prepare you as you transition from high school to college. As always, I always welcome you to, write down our contact information at the end of our presentation. We are more than happy to connect with you at a later time and talk about your unique situation if you need more advice. We know that every student is unique and every student has unique goals, and we want to help you achieve those goals. So don't hesitate to contact us. We'll be happy to connect with you at a time that's convenient for you. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen once more. Let's see. Excellent. Let's take it from here. Uriel, can you please just shake your head if you're able to see my presentation? Fabulous, thank you. Let's talk about what it means to be a first-generation college student. Like, what's a first gen? What's a first in the family student? And a lot of students get confused with not understanding what it means to be first generation. First generation means that you are the first person in your immediate family. So it's usually your parents, and really we're talking about your parents, to go to college. And more specifically, it means that neither of your parents or your grown-ups, if your family structure looks a little different, have a 4-year college degree. Now, that's important because sometimes students will get confused and say, well, my older brother went to college, so am I a first-generation college student? Or maybe they'll say, well, my mom has a certificate of achievement from this college. She has a certificate, so am I a first-generation college student? And the answer is yes and yes. Even if you have siblings who went to college before you, you are still a first-generation college student if neither of your parents has a 4-year bachelor's degree. So that's what makes all of us here first generation. Our parents, in my case, did not go to college at all. But in some other cases, maybe they, parents went to college but didn't finish, or maybe they only have a certificate or something less than a 4-year degree. So either way, we want you to know that, it's important that you identify yourself as a first-generation college student, because many colleges and universities offer special programs and opportunities that help college students make the college transition. There's also a lot of scholarships available to first-generation college students. So if you are a first-gen college student, congratulations, you are here listening to this information. So that's a fabulous step to take. And, be proud of yourself. Be proud of the fact that you are figuring this journey out, which sometimes can be very complicated. So give yourself a big pat in the back. Congratulations to you and everyone that's got you to where you are. One step at a time, friends. You will cross that finish line soon. I promise. You just gotta hang in there, be persistent, do your work, ask lots of questions, and never give up on yourself. I've asked my students to give me some advice about, what would you tell first-generation college students when they are planning on where, or when they're deciding, what does college look like, or what college should I go to, or what should my plan be after high school graduation? So we came up with some advice that we would like to share with you today. So first-generation college students, we always recommend that you visit the college or university that you are most interested in. I know you're probably thinking, that's silly, Yuli. How am I going to visit colleges right now in the time of COVID? And I get it, the pandemic has certainly made college planning a lot more difficult. But there are some ways that you can still, take a look at your college, the colleges that you are interested in. So for example, I know that at Truckee Meadows Community College, we have a really comprehensive, I'm actually going to call it very nice, very cool online tour. That tmcc.edu gets you there. I know that colleges like UNR and UNLV and many, many other colleges also have really, really nice websites and virtual tours that can give you the opportunity to take a look at their beautiful campuses. So I encourage you all to please take the time to do a little bit of research. And then of course, if you do have the opportunity to safely be able to visit that campus, I always love the feeling of walking into a college campus and just walking around, maybe not even saying anything. I like to check out the campus culture. I like to see the type of students that I'm gonna take classes with. I wanna get that sense of feeling welcomed and feeling like, the next few years of my life are going to be in a place that, welcomes me and values me as a student. So if you have the opportunity, definitely take advantage of that. I also encourage all students to understand from as soon as possible what are the admissions requirements for the colleges and universities that you are interested in. And this one can get quite complicated because some colleges have many admissions requirements. Other colleges have, are a lot simpler. Some colleges require that you pay to apply. Others have a free application. So understanding what the admissions requirements are for the colleges and universities that you are interested in is incredibly important, because you never want to miss any deadlines, right? And I always advise students, apply early and apply to many colleges. There's no reason why you should only be looking at one. If you are pretty set on a college or university, that's wonderful. Please follow your dreams. Definitely apply, but always take a look at your local colleges and universities as well. It never hurts to have applications in many different places, just so that you have lots of options as you get closer to high school graduation. If you are local in Reno, Nevada, I welcome you all to apply to TMCC. Our application is fast, it's easy. 15 minutes and you are done. There is no upfront fee, and it's always such a superb option to have as you are considering your options after you graduate from high school. So apply, friends. I encourage you to apply to as many colleges as possible. Another suggestion is always think about what types of financial aid opportunities are available to you. I know that, again, as a first generation college students, my dad and my mom were always very supportive, and I'm forever grateful for that. But they were very honest with me as well, and and letting me know that they were not able to help me financially to pay for my college education. So they said, "Hija, if you go to college, we'll support you. We will help you with rent. You won't have to worry about groceries. We'll help you with transportation. But you got to figure out how to take care of college. You got to figure out how to purchase those books and how to, pay that tuition." So I'm forever grateful for the support that they were able to give me, but also not being able to have that financial support makes it, quite complicated to figure out how you're going to pay your tuition every semester. So I encourage every student to take advantage of every financial aid opportunity available to them. The FAFSA is your friend. So if you qualify for FAFSA, if you are a class of 2021 student, please go to FAFSA.gov and take a minute to fill out the 2021-2022 FAFSA application. It is free. It is a free application. Please don't pay for it. It uses the information that you provide to determine if you qualify for any federal support. I know I received that support, and it really helped me get to college. So I encourage you all to apply. I also know that I didn't apply my first year just because I didn't know, and the application was complicated. And listen, y'all, I'm old, okay? I'm from a time when the FAFSA was still paper pencil and it was 20 pages long. So it was confusing and I was intimidated and I didn't know how to do it, so I didn't fill it out. It wasn't until my second year when a really nice college admissions person helped me complete it that I was able to do it. So I encourage you all to reach out to the financial aid department of the colleges and universities that you are interested in and complete the FAFSA. Also know that if you do not qualify for FAFSA, most colleges and universities, I know for a fact in the state of Nevada, every college and university has resources for DACA and undocumented students. So please know that if you are a DACA and undocumented students, colleges in the state of Nevada have financial support to help you as well. Again, at TMCC, we have the Adelante grant, or Student Government Association also has a scholarship available for DACA and undocumented students. So please know that there are resources for you as well. Before I'm gonna close my PowerPoint here for a minute, because I like to ask some of my students for their advice as well. Procrastination is never ever your friend. And listen, y'all, we all procrastinate. I know I'm guilty. I keep saying I'm going to start my diet next Monday, and I've been saying that for 3 years, and it just never happens. So I get it. I get it. But when it comes to college admissions, you want to make sure that you are following all the early priority registration deadlines, the application deadlines. Understand your dates and deadlines so that you do not accidentally miss out on any scholarships or any opportunities that will help you be a more successful student. Let's talk about maybe let's talk about support and resources that help first generation college students, and some things that have helped you be a more successful college student. So Uriel, let's start with you. Talk to us about, as a first generation college student, what's some advice or information that you received that was helpful to you?
And there was a lot of information that has helped me get to where I am today. But ask questions, talk to your counselor, look for those resources. If that door closes, try and get it back open. Talk to that counselor, and then just talk to colleges. Academic advisors are going to be your best friends as well. Talking to them, recruiters as well. I was part of a Gear Up program, which really helped me out along my way, ever since I was in 6th and 7th grade, getting connected with college. So that's when I knew I wanted to go to college, ever since middle school. But just having a goal and a mindset ready and asking questions.
That's good information. Thank you, Uriel. Naomi, what about you?
I think, yeah, one of the biggest problems with being a first generation student is, not having the best support system, or your support system not knowing exactly a lot about college or terminology, like how Yuli mentioned earlier. And I think what helped me out the most was, like Uriel said, looking for those resources. Your school will have resources available to you. Like, ask your counselor. If your counselor doesn't know, ask another counselor or a trusted teacher. Anyone of authority at your school will it's their job to help you out. So what really helped me out too was, looking for those resources. And I was a part of a program, a college preparatory program called Upward Bound, which, really helped me out. Like, without that program, I probably wouldn't have graduated, honestly. But yeah, just really ask a lot of questions, and ask everyone for help, really.
Thank you, Naomi. I didn't know you were a UV student. That's cool. I'm jealous. I'm jelly. Ms. Janea, what about you?
In my case, I had a lot of teachers around me that kind of knew my sister, who graduated before me. So they kind of already wanted to talk to me for a while, and they were like, "Oh, your sister went to college." She left, but she went to college, and they were like, "Hey, here's some things you can do. Here's some things you can sign up for." And so they really just helped me, figuring out who to go to get more information from them. And I also signed up for AP classes, honors classes, because they were like, even if you aren't going to be taking these classes, or even if it's not, you're going to be your major, it's going to help you out later on, because you're going to be more experienced in having college course classes, and you're going to have an understanding of what you're going to need to do. And then I also joined this senior class for they were basically just helping you sign up for scholarships, FAFSA, and they were just telling you do your community service, pretty much. Yeah, that was kind of what I went through.
Yeah, an excellent advice. Thank you so much. Let me continue with our presentation. Sometimes I'm not the best at technology, so let's see if I can get this done. Okay, here we go. I should be embarrassed to say that I'm not the best at technology, right? I'm too old to be embarrassed, folks. Just keep trying. I'm here. There are some considerations that I encourage every first generation family to think about as they're making college choices. The first one is does the school that you're interested in fit your goals and your personality? I know that may seem a little simplistic, but I'm a big believer that you really have to go back to the basics, right? When you're doing college research, what are your likes? What are your preferences? Really think about what is it that you like to do? What is it that you love to do? What type of environment do you like to learn in? And then make sure that your colleges and universities, the ones that you're thinking about, have and meet your needs. What about extracurricular interests? So are you like a big football fan and you know that you're going to be looking for schools? Now it may have to be virtual, but eventually, hopefully we can go back to in-person events as well. But if you love that, then take a look and see, make sure that the colleges and universities that you're interested in have those extracurricular activities. I know that we have soccer at Truckee Meadows Community College, and it's just made such a lively, culture. And I love seeing the students, and I love watching the games, even if it's through, video. I, encourage you all to definitely consider what your likes and dislikes are, what the student life look like. I know every college is trying really, really hard to make sure that we have lots of opportunities, even now, especially now, for students to stay connected and be successful virtual learners, but also stay connected with college life, clubs, organizations, and other opportunities. Are you looking for a big or a small school? Now, this one was, important to me, because you all of a sudden show up to a college where each of your classes, there's like 200 students in each class, and it can be pretty like scary, right? So maybe some of you really, really dislike that and perhaps want to take a look at colleges that have smaller classrooms. Or some of you may be like, the bigger the better, right? So go big or go home, and you'll be looking for those big, big colleges. Definitely take that into consideration as you make your choices. Do you want to be close to home, or do you want to be far away? Some of you may be like, far, far away, y'all. I need my independence. That's cool. Again, I think that sometimes being a first generation college student, you don't look at those options because you are afraid of the sticker price, because it is expensive to live in the dorms. I know that was the case for me. And I see Uriel shaking his head. I'm not sure if Yanea or Naomi experienced this as well. But I know for sure, in my mind, I was like, not an option. I can't leave. I don't have the money to go and pay rent somewhere else. But there's so many scholarship opportunities out there. I encourage you all, do not let that limit you. Definitely dream big, work hard. Hard work does pay off. This one's really important. Does the college that you're interested in offer the academic programs that you want? Because you can tell me that your life goal is to be a firefighter, but if you choose a college that doesn't have fire science, I'm not sure that that's going to work out too well, right? If you want to be a nurse, but you go to a school that doesn't have nursing or doesn't have a good nursing program, that's also not going to work out really well. You have to make sure that the colleges and universities that you are looking at offer the programs that you want. Let's talk about being a community college student, and then perhaps, taking a look at going to a four-year university later on. A lot of first-generation college students don't understand the difference. Again, I work at our local community college, so about half of our students at TMCC have plans to transfer to a big university like UNR. I know that I went to UNR and I absolutely loved it there, right? Beautiful, fantastic university. Many of our college students at TMCC will complete their first year and second year classes at the community college level, because we offer the same exact classes as a big four-year university at less than half the cost. So a lot of students are definitely looking at taking care of their first year and second year classes, because at a community college, because they are more affordable, the classes are smaller before they go on and get the experience at a four-year university. So if you are a student who's thinking about, hey, maybe do I start at the community college? Do I go on to the four-year university? I do encourage you all to take a look at all of your options. Sit down with your family, take a look at what's the cost goals for your family, what are your goals in the long run, and definitely take a look at all of your options so that you can make a choice that meets your needs and the needs of your family. Finances and financial planning, I cannot stress this enough. It is really, really important that you apply for FAFSA. Again, if you don't qualify for FAFSA, please do not let that, turn you away from college. There are other resources available as well. If you do qualify, I encourage you all to apply for FAFSA. You're a class of 2021 student. The 2021-2022 FAFSA is available. I know every college and university in the state of Nevada has fantastic financial aid departments. They are doing workshops and presentations very frequently. Please reach out, please show up to their presentations. They'll give you some fantastic advice to get you on the right path to college. Okay. Very briefly, let's talk about the admissions process. This is not perfect, by the way. Every college and university is different, but this will give you an idea of what to expect. Back in the day when I was first thinking about college, I had no idea what any of this was, right? I didn't even know that I had to take care of these requirements. I ended up at UNR because I won a raffle that waived the $60 application fee. Okay, I was very easily influenced because I had no idea what I was doing. So the steps that we have here are some common steps that will help you understand what the admissions process looks like at most colleges and universities. But once again, do your homework because every college is different. Every college is going to have some kind of application. You're going to have to apply to be admitted to the college. The application usually includes information about yourself, who you are, where you come from, what high school did you go to, what's your program of study, what major are you interested in. Major is basically the program of study that you will follow at that college or university. That's what you will graduate with. In my case, I graduated from UNR with a bachelor's in communications. I went back for a master's degree later in education. I'm still there now working on a PhD program. So I guess I'm never gonna leave. I like it so much. I don't know, we'll see. Most colleges and universities are going to ask for some information about your academic record. This is probably one of the biggest differences between a four-year university and a community college. Community colleges do tend to be less strict when it comes to the paperwork that we require. But so, for example, at Truckee Meadows, we do not require that you show a high school transcript to prove that you graduated, but many colleges and universities do. So be prepared with those transcripts in case that they request them. Test scores. Now, test scores are interesting because recently we have seen a big shift away from requiring test scores. So, even last year, many colleges and universities required ACT, SAT scores for admissions. That's not the case anymore with a lot of universities. So definitely take a look and see if that is a requirement. However, many scholarships, especially institutional scholarships, may be tied to ACT, SAT scores. So I still encourage you to take the tests, take them very seriously, do your absolute best so that they are representative of your skill set. Colleges like TMCC also offer a test called the AccuPlacer, which is very similar to the SAT. So if you're not happy with your test scores, or maybe you're a parent listening to my presentation today and you're a first-generation college student and you're really interested in the culinary program that Janea talked about earlier. If you're like me and you haven't taken a test in 20 million years, then the AccuPlacer is the way that we get your scores and get you along the path if your program requires test scores. So again, don't be intimidated. Where there's a will, there is a way. Some colleges require letters of recommendation. So I think, was it both Naomi and Janea that talked about, actually Uriel talked about this too, those connections that you make in high school with your counselors, your teachers, maybe it's your UB counselor, or maybe it's your AP teacher. Those connections matter because those people can help you with letters of recommendation. And even if you don't need them for the admissions process, some scholarships do require letters of recommendation. So it's good to have them. In other words, be nice to people. Be nice, ask questions, be attentive in class, build good relationships with your teachers. Those letters of recommendation definitely come in handy at a later point. Some colleges require that you give them a personal essay, and the essay is your opportunity to describe and tell the world how wonderful you are and about all your skills and everything that you know, and just you show off, let people know how cool you are and let them know about your hard work and dedication. Don't hold back. Like, this is your opportunity to shine. Definitely take your time with your letter. You can also recycle your letter many times for scholarships. So once you have like a really good letter, you can copy and paste and get a lot of scholarship applications done as well. So you definitely want to dedicate some time. If you've been really nice to your English teachers, this is where it pays off. Have someone that's very good at grammar and take a look at your essays so that they are well written and that there's no grammatical errors. Because again, you want them to be a good representation of who you are as a student. Take a look at other requirements, such as, if you're going to an art school, they may require a portfolio. Or if you are going to, there's a lot of special schools out there that may have additional requirements. So once again, back to our previous recommendations, know the requirements of your school. And finally, a friendly reminder, and I'll say this 20 million different times, know the dates and deadlines for your colleges, and apply to many. Please do not limit your options to just one. Always take a look at your local colleges. Take a look at your local community colleges. They are fantastic options as well. Every school is different. Do your homework. It always pays off. Here's our contact information. If you have questions, we are always happy to help you. Contact us at recruitment@tmcc.edu. We would be more than happy to be of assistance. I'm going to take it back to our wonderful students who are here with us today and ask them to, once again, let's go back and talk about something that I think is maybe like a difficult topic, because sometimes we don't want to talk about like the challenges that we experienced as first generation college students, right? So let me start with me. And I think talking about challenges is important because we want people to know that they're out there. And most importantly, I want students to know that even though there are challenges, there are also solutions. And that it is so important to be persistent, to believe in yourself, and to keep working on your goal until you achieve it. And then of course you create a new goal, and then you take it from there. Okay, challenges for me. I know that as a first generation college student, my families didn't always understand the schedule or the life of a college student, right? So things like having to stay up late and study, or having to maybe go to the library at like weird times at night. My dad was like, ¿Dónde vas? You're not studying, where are you? Like, don't tell my dad I said that. That is, he probably wouldn't appreciate it. But sometimes when you're the first to do something, your family may not understand what you're going through, right? And even if you're lucky enough to have like grown-ups that do support you, they still don't understand the experience. So sometimes it can be a pretty like isolating process, right? You can feel pretty alone with what you do. I don't think that there's an easy solution to that, but I will say this. Find other people at your college that are going through your similar experience. Meet other people, take a minute to show up to a club fair or go to an event, again, whether it's in person or virtual, because so much of what we do now is virtual, right? But even if it's a small setting like this, you can still take the time to say, hey, Naomi, how are you? You spark up a conversation, because those connections that you make with other people who are in this journey just like you can be very beneficial in giving you additional support. I know it can feel really lonely because people that you love that don't necessarily understand the journey that you're going through. Find people at your college that can support you and be there and help you. And family will eventually understand, because the goal is that you're the first but not the last, right? You're the first and not the last. There will be people that come after you, and then you will be there to support them, right? And maybe you're lucky enough that you already have an older sibling or cousin that can be there to give you that support. I was like the first, okay? Like first. So that was definitely a little different. But the first but not the last. You are there you're paving the path for future generations in your family, and that's also important. So again, my advice is try to find connections with other people. If you're an introvert and you're really like you're not really comfortable going out and talking to people, and it's cool, just be open and let those extroverts adopt you. They do that. They're always looking for introverts to adopt and take under their wing. So just don't step out of your comfort zone when the opportunity comes. It does help. What about you, students? What challenges did you go through, and do you have any advice for anyone listening to our presentation about how to overcome those challenges?
Some challenges that I had was feeling stuck, not knowing what to do next. There was multiple times I felt stuck. I didn't know what to do next. I just wanted to quit, but ever since I started, my mother always motivated. She always pushed me to ask questions, to keep pushing forward, to not give up. And then along the way, I made mentors. So make connections, have mentors, not one, not two, multiple, like at least 10 mentors. The mentors that I had back then are actually now my bosses. So, which is awesome. I get to work with them now. And I get to see them more often, not like back then, because I was stuck worrying about high school, middle school, just asking them questions. Now I actually get to pay back. What they taught me, I get to pay back to younger generations and help them get to um, get to success. So just that feeling of being stuck and not knowing what to do next was a challenge.
Fabulous advice. Thank you, Uriel. Naomi, Janaea, would you like to share anything?
If I can go first, Janaea. Basically, I think for me, it was very similar to both Yuli and Uriel's experiences. Is, parents maybe not fully understanding how college or school in general worked, like, wanting to support you, but not exactly knowing how. Like, if I was having problems in math, I couldn't, go ask my mom for help because she didn't know either. So, and it's very similar to Uriel's experience too, because I also had a moment in high school where I felt super stuck and unmotivated and, really unsure about my future and not knowing where I wanted to go. Like, there was a lot of different paths I was considering, but I'm glad I stuck to the college route. But yeah, for me, I think what helped me out the most was, like I mentioned earlier, is asking questions, asking your counselor for help, asking other people in your school, because I'm almost 100% certain that your school will have resources for you, either programs or access to scholarships or teaching students how to do these things. So yeah, for me, what really helped was just asking questions and asking for help.
Thank you.
So like I mentioned before that I took a whole bunch of honors classes and AP classes, and it was because like when I first joined high school, like I got a late start, and so I didn't get the classes that I wanted to do, which would have made me on a like even course with everyone else, but I was like behind a little bit. So I was like really frustrated by that, and I didn't like understand what I was supposed to do. So I talked to a lot of like counselors and teachers, and they were like, then just go with AP classes, just trying to get more credits and stuff. And so that's pretty much what I did since sophomore year to senior year. And I think that was one of the most difficult parts for me, because I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to really be doing. And I couldn't really ask my mom because she wasn't exactly sure of how I felt about the situation. Yeah, because I'm kind of a perfectionist, but I don't like to say it. So I didn't want to say anything about it, but yeah, I talked to my teachers and they just pretty much motivated me to just keep going on, pretty much. So it's what led me to college now. Yeah.
That's fabulous advice. Thank you all. I now, again, thank you, Uriel, Naomi, Janaea. thank you so much for the fabulous advice. I do hope that some of the information that we share with you today will be valuable to you if you are, like us, a first in the family, first generation college student. If you're a parent listening to this presentation, we hope that it gives you some insight on what to expect as your wonderful students move on to college or start the college journey. I do want to take some time to ask if anyone has any questions. We'll be happy to take them. I know that you can go ahead and type them in the chat box. So we are more than happy to answer your questions, but if you don't, I do want to thank you for joining us today. It was such a privilege for us to have the opportunity to talk to anyone who may be tuning into this presentation. And once again, I want to remind you that as representatives of Truckee Meadows Community College, we welcome you and we welcome your questions. But please, we have so many fabulous opportunities for education in the state of Nevada. Check them all out. You cannot go wrong in Nevada. We have so many wonderful institutions of higher education, and we're just so lucky to live in this state. If you're interested in Truckee Meadows Community College, which again, I'm going to be a little biased, you should all be interested in TMCC because we have so many cool programs. Give us a call, send us an email. We'll be happy to connect with you. Let me see if I see any questions in the chat box. Miss Maria wants me to remind everyone to please complete the evaluation for the session. So please take a minute to take care of that for us. We definitely value your feedback. With that being said, once again, I thank everyone for your time and for joining us today. It was a privilege. Yanea, Uriel, Naomi, thank you. Thank you, Humberto, for interpreting. Thank you, Maria, for helping out with technology. And thank you to the parent university and Washoe County School District for your planning and participation. We appreciate the invitation.
Thank you, Julie, for being here tonight, and the students. We appreciate this valuable information. At this point, I will say we are ending this presentation, and I want to thank you. And I wanted you to know that we also have two participants listening to you, and they exit the presentation already. So thank you. I'll see you soon.